wasn't gonna do this because I came out here to read my book and to sit under this beautiful tree, this beautiful oak tree, and just get a quick little bit of nature. But I decided to go ahead and say hello. Hello. I'm not even, as you can see, the parking lot's right back there. I'm not even like deep in the woods because I just was doing a quick thing. People walking and biking by. So I'll just say this, and whoever sees it, and whenever you see it is when you see it. But I want to say hello. So I've been in California now for like a month, I think, something like that. Hi, William. Been out here for a little while, and things are going really well. And I was, hey, Boris, what's up? So I was real nervous to come back home, you know, because why would I want to come back to the States when it's crazy, right? And so I thought, no, I don't think I want to do it. I want to stay where I am. I was kind of kicking and screaming about it, as I think I shared before. But I have to tell you, things are going very well. And I'm feeling well. And I'm feeling optimistic and hopeful. Hey, Ronald Scott. Special shout out to Ronald. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. But I definitely have had, well, before I came, of course, I had moments of fear. Like, what am I doing? And did I just jump into this really fast? Maybe I should like slow down and let people get on here. Long time no talk. I know, I've been living my life. And I kind of was also like, what else do I have to say? You know what I mean? Like, I'll be back in the DR in a month. You know, I've said a lot of stuff already over the years. I've done like over 200 videos. So like, I'm done. Maybe. I don't know. Someone asked me the other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, so are you done with YouTube? And I'm like, I don't know. Like right now, I'm just chilling. I'm just living my life like it's golden. And so maybe, I don't know. But I didn't plan to make this a long video today, but I just wanted to say, so my perspective now is having lived outside of the country for several years, 3.5 years, and now being back, I see exactly how, what it's like for people. I get why people are afraid, both of leaving and coming back. This whole thing with like, I mean, all you ever hear about, I don't know if it's true in other places, but certainly in the US, everyone's always talking about vaccinations and COVID. I'm like, oh my God, that's like I feel like that's the prevalent conversation, and it's so dry, I think. And I just feel like there's a lot of fear. People don't really want to be close still, you know. There's a lot of shaming one another if you do get the vaccine, if you don't get the vaccine. Oh my gosh. I don't want to go into all that. I did get vaccinated, though, by the way, I did. Mainly because of the pressure, you know, both with my family and my job. It was like, if you don't get vaccinated, basically, you're not going to have a job. So I was like, okay. And I did my research, and ultimately I decided that, you know, given that I'm a child of God and I believe that everything, you know, I believe that I'm protected in all cases. No matter what I choose to do, which way I go, I'm going to be fine. So I am. And I am. I did feel a little awful, though, after the second shot, I will say that. For a few days, I was kind of out of it. But, you know, I'm good. But here's what I wanted to tell you. I don't want to spend a lot of time just sort of, you know, just sort of rambling. What I want to say is, with regard to people who are afraid of whatever it is, afraid to leave the country, afraid to move back, afraid to get a vaccine, afraid to sell their stuff and go, afraid, you know, to leave a relationship that doesn't work, afraid, just whatever. I feel like there's so much of that going on, and it is absolutely paralyzing. People are in a state of paralysis because they're afraid to do something. And I have to tell you, I think leaving the country, hands down, was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I have no doubt about that. Like, it was such a good decision, and it changed my life completely, and is still having this long-term effect on me that I feel really, really good about. And I just see things very differently now. Certain things just aren't important to me. my worldview. I mean, I was already kind of like interested in like what's out there in the world and who are these other people that we're sharing this planet with, and like, you know, what music do they listen to other places, and what food do they eat in other places, and just how do people live. I just wanted to go and be a part of the world, and it was great. And I am now, you know, building on my multiple residences thing, which has been a desire for a long, long time. And I see in my son how he has embraced knowing about other cultures, and so in his world he's very astute about certain things. So I absolutely recommend it if you are at all inclined to do that. Don't let fear hold you back. Hi, Emmanuel. Yeah, don't let fear hold you back. I know some people who have shared with me that in some ways they feel like time has passed them by, and so now they feel like, well, is it too late for me to do something like that? You know, I guess I just have to live out the rest of my days just sort of stuck in whatever is. You know, they became sort of paralyzed by fear, and I feel bad about that, you know, for them. Because, I mean, first of all, I'll say it's never really too late, you know, and you're not going to see it all before you leave. I've talked about this before. You're just not going to see all the answers. You're not going to, it's not all going to make sense. Some of it's going to seem like this is a bad idea, or this is crazy, or, you know, oh, if I had X amount of more money, or if I had, you know, a partner, or if I had, you know, a solid job, or if I, you know, if I didn't have, you know, kids to raise, or just what, there's always something that you can use as an excuse for why you're not going to do whatever it is. It doesn't have to be move out of the country, but it can be whatever. Get on top of your money game, get on top of your health, just all of that. There's always a reason why it's not a good time to start. It's not a good time to do it. And that's just called being, you know, stuck in what's comfortable for you. Although it's kind of not comfortable, because if it were comfortable, you wouldn't be complaining about it. You wouldn't really want to be changing something. So, you know, and I've had a lot of conversations since I've been back, because people are curious, and, you know, and I'm just kind of catching up with folks. But I spoke with someone today, as a matter of fact, who was saying, asking about another friend of ours, and kind of like, well, so how did this person get to this point in their lives where they're feeling kind of stuck like this? And I was like, listen, you know, it's not as though any one of us wakes up on any given day like, oh no, my life is terrible. Like, oh no, I've made, you know, I weigh 400 pounds now, and what am I gonna do? Or I hate my job so much, what am I gonna do? Or, you know, I'm about to file for, I'm in a state of bankruptcy. None of this happens overnight. This is like based upon a series of decisions that we make over years and years and years. And it's like, it can be one small decision at a time, right? Like, you choose to not manage your finances well, and so then you look up 10, 20 years down the line and stuff is a disaster. And it may not take that long, but you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes it can feel intractable if you're not taking care of it along the way. Same with our health, right? You can make, you know, one small decision at a time, and no, you're not going to feel necessarily impacted greatly in the moment. You might feel like you have stomach ache, or you're hungover or something. You hug me? Okay, I hug you back. You might feel impacted a little bit, but over a long period of time, you'll really notice something, right? Like people who smoke, right? Any given day you smoke a cigarette, it may not be horrible, but you know, 30, 40 years of smoking. Yeah, hi Hugh, hi. Yeah, so my point, you know, if you do something over a long, long period of time, of course you're gonna notice the impact, good or bad. Someone is messaging me, I'm getting messages. So my point is to say, now normally, you know, I would not pick a place like this with all these people walking around, but it's much more beautiful over there. But I'll just pause and tell you, the reason I'm here is because I really want to lay up against this tree, and I wanted to have my feet, like bare feet in the grass, but on the soil, because I want to just feel the energy of nature. That's one of the things that's changed about me. Not really changed, but I'm just so much aware of how important it is to be in nature all the time. So I was like, no, I know I'm kind of on the walkway. Oh well, but this tree just called to me and I had to come sit under the tree. So that's why I'm here. Otherwise I'd pick a better spot. But yeah, it's like we make decisions every day that determine what our lives are going to be like. And so if you keep making the same decision you've been making for 20 years or 10 years or 5 weeks, then you can expect that you're going to get the same results as you've had for whatever period of time, right? And some people, you know, it's like we're affected emotionally by what's happened in our past. So if we came, let's say your family you came from humble or very difficult beginnings, right? You didn't have any money, you weren't sure if you were going to eat every night, you know, there were just some stressors and some trauma. Oh my gosh, messages. There were some things that really made you feel fearful and insecure growing up about money or about, you know, security within a family, like relationships and things. And so you don't have a trust thing with people. You know, there are things like that happen. And so we act and react out of those same beliefs, right? Conditioning, paradigm, all that type of stuff. But what you can do from Hungary, how cool. Budapest, I hear, is beautiful. I'm going to go to Budapest. But what you can do instead of continuing to repeat the same patterns of fear is that, okay, today, so we recognize, okay, let's say, so I came from a really difficult childhood, and this is not true, I actually had a great childhood, but I'm saying, so if you came from, let's say, a background that was really impoverished, or you were abused, or, you know, you had food insecurity, or you weren't sure of, you know, maybe there's homelessness, just whatever it was, if there's something like that, you know that has propelled you to this point to make certain decisions, and, you know, either they're positive or negative. Sometimes people work really hard and they save a lot because of that, right? Or maybe they're distant and they're, you know, distrustful of people because they couldn't trust people when they were younger, right? Those kinds of things happen. Okay, that's fine, we understand that. And we can't get away from whatever your past was, right? I mean, you can't change it. It is what it is what it is. It was what it was. But what we can do is decide today, okay, I'm aware of that, and I'm aware now that those choices that I made perpetuated the cycle of me being fearful and me having results that are not really what I want, meaning I'm not close to people, or I'm struggling financially, or, you know, whatever. But the choice I make today can lead me to something different tomorrow, right? I mean, this is not a newsflash to you guys. We know this, but I'm just kind of reiterating that hopefully it'll kind of click maybe in someone. And so you make a choice today about how you want to respond to a certain situation, or how you want to move forward in your life. And so then tomorrow you have a new past to begin to work from, right? So if you begin to work from the standpoint of like, okay, I'm going to react in a way that moves me, that advances me toward my goal, as opposed to I'm fearful and I'm doing something that's kind of it's like knee-jerk. It's not really necessarily a positive reaction, but it's some knee-jerk negative thing. And you keep repeating that, then again, you get those same results. But if you begin to become more conscious of what you're doing and why you're doing it, then you can really make some shifts. And so the why is really always a big deal, right? Why do I want to, I mean, it can be anything. Why do I want to save, you know, $10,000 this month, let's say? Well, because it's going to make me feel secure, right? Financially, I know that I can take care of my bills. I can begin to save toward, maybe I have a goal. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a house. I want to take a trip, whatever. And so that feeling of security I have with money in the bank lets me breathe easier, lets me sleep easier at nighttime, makes me be a better parent, makes me be less stressful, makes me be a better partner, a better lover, a better employee, but, you know, all those things. And so, well, who cares? Why does that matter? Well, because my vibration, everything's about vibration, right? My vibration elevates. And so what I'm exuding to the world around me is more like trust and positivity and feeling good and believing that God has got me, whatever you call it, God, source, universe, whatever, yourself, right? Because God's in us. And so if I believe that I'm okay and that I can take care of myself, or God can take care of me, then it just puts me in a different state of mind so that I do feel and act and behave differently. And each time we do that, right, each day that we do that, we are creating a new past. Now it's going to be the very, very short past, right, the recent past, but you keep on doing that again and again and again, and sooner or later it's going to be a month and 6 months and a year that you will have been practicing this. So your past shifts, and when you begin to react and consciously do things out of that space, everything shifts. Am I making sense to anybody here? Because like I know what I'm talking about, and I've done it. I've done it. And so I have an interesting perspective now, being back in the United States, but having lived away and having had like the freedom, the mental freedom, and the knowing, you know, how your different viewpoint can completely shift your reality. And so I see things now and I'm like, why do they believe that? Oh, thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. I don't have any makeup on. I'm just hiding. I'm hiding under here. Anyway, I felt like when I came back to the US, I felt like it was really aggressive. Like there's a lot of aggressive energy. There's a lot of sort of angry energy. There's a lot of fearful energy. And it was like, whoa. And so I've really been in my bubble, staying in my own bubble. I didn't really reach out to people and say, hey, I'm home. I just kind of like I've run into people here and there. I ran into a friend of mine, a girlfriend, the other day. I was getting my hair done, nails, a whole bit. And I ran into her first in the hair salon. I hadn't seen her for years, and she gave me a big, long hug. And then I went on about my business and did some other stuff. And then I got my nails done later on, and I ran into her again. She came into the nail place too. So, okay, Alan, just absorb it. Just absorb it. Just watch the video and then just absorb the wisdom here. But so my point in saying that is that I'm really trying to stay tucked into this great, wonderful feeling I created in myself. You know, it's like I created it before I left. The desire to have a different kind of life is what propelled me to leave the country, right? And when I got away, when I was living outside of the country, I just sustained that for a long, long time because, you know, it was beautiful and the food was great. And when I say that, I mean like it's fresh, and I didn't eat a lot of processed foods. And that's the thing too. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much crap that we eat here in the US, and food is so expensive. I mean, I'm talking like fruits and vegetables. So expensive, it's crazy. But anyway, I was able to really shift how I was, everything. And so my objective now is to just maintain that. And not like, you know, living in some fantasy world. I mean, I operate in the world that I'm in, but I have a mindset of, here's what it is. I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. I think that's what it is. And I think that's what I'm trying to convey here, is that you can have the experiences that we all have, be they good, bad, or the other, stuff from your past, stuff from your family, a job you don't like, you know, financial stress, but you don't have to let that control you. That's really the key. So you don't let the fear of things or the aggravation of something completely shift how you are. Because if you do, you are a slave to this broader consciousness. Thank you, Patrick. And so I've had moments. I had a moment today when I was like, oh my, so I bought a car. Since I've been home, I bought a nice car. And I needed to get my car washed, right? And so I was like looking, like, where do I go? I want to make sure it's, you know, not, it's a good place. I'm not going to scratch it up, whatever. And so I'm looking around, and I look on Yelp, right? So like, okay, some reviews, whatever. And this one place gets great reviews. So I call the guy, and he's like, oh, we're actually a mobile car wash thing. We'll come to your house. I was like, okay. $100 was like to wash my car. $100 is what they charge. I was like, oh my gosh. I told him, I said, I've been living out of the country, and so I still have sticker shock. He's like, well, it's less expensive if you bring the car in. I said, no problem, I'll bring it in. Even that was like $60 just for a basic, just like wash it, vacuum the inside. Now it's a new car. I mean, it's not new, but it's pre-owned, certified pre-owned, whatever, but it's new to me. But it's not all dirty and stuff. I just got it like maybe a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I just want, like, you know, just vacuum like where the feet go, you know, little stuff that gets in there and whatever. $60. It's crazy. So I found another place. It's not that much. But why did I bring that up? Why was I talking about my car wash? Thank you, Al. Everything is fine. I'll be back in the DR in a month, and I'll send some stuff from there. Hola. Ay, Jonathan, ¿qué tal, mi amor? Mi amor, ¿cómo estás? Oh my gosh, Jonathan. So anyway, the point is I've had repeated sticker shock since I've been here. I'm still not over it. This country is out of its mind, expensive, it's crazy. So I still have, you know, my game plan is still like, okay, do what I have to do, set up things here, get things rolling, and then bounce, right? I do not intend to remain here. But while I'm here, it's gonna work for me. I'm gonna make it work for me because this is the step I have to take right now. And you know, if you were watching my videos for any length of time, you know I was like, oh no, I have to leave and this is not good news and everything. And then I shifted. Then I was like, no, no, no. This is what I asked for. Because when I was in the DR, I was like, okay, this is great, but I kind of want something else. I knew there was something more coming or something more that I desired. And I knew that part of it involved me being back here in California, really so I could make the money to do the other things I want to do. I needed some more of the connections and all that stuff. And so I realized, okay, well, coming back here is a part of that. This is a part of the process. And, you know, being back home with my family, I know that they need my help and they appreciate my being here. So there's some benefits for sure. You're watching me. Hi, Jonathan. Todavía soy yo. I'm still me. I'm just, you know what? I'm doing a lot of thinking because am I moving back to Las Terrenas? I have, I will have a home in Las Terrenas. I'll put it that way. I don't want to say anything yet anymore right now, but I will have a home in Las Terrenas. So I have interests there. I'm going back there to make sure that everything's smooth sailing. But I have my stuff. I didn't bring all my things home. I have things, I have two friends there. I left like one set of things with one friend that's like my long-term stuff and another set of things with another friend that's like short-term. So I don't have to take all my toiletries back when I go. I'll just, hey, you know, I'm here. Let me come get my box of, you know, I have like my deodorant and shampoo and all that type of stuff because there's no point in bringing all that crap home and lugging it back and forth. And I have some clothes there so I can just quickly go and like throw on. I'll take some stuff with me, but the point is, I did leave some things so I can quickly set up a household again. So I moved out of the place where I was living. I showed you guys that. And I'll be setting up a new household. So I'm excited. You know, but it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. Me gusta. Sí, claro que sí, que voy a volver. Yo te dije eso. Yo te dije. Tú lo sabes. But you know, I notice in this culture here, people aren't really connected like they are in the DR. You know, you walk into the bank or a grocery store or wherever, any little shop in the DR, people are like, saludos, they say hello to each other, they speak, they look at each other, they connect. They connect. Here, not really. Not really. And I don't think people are happy here, mostly. I mean, I'm sure some people are happy, but I think there's just an incredible stress and tension in this country that is pervasive now. And so, how am I dealing with it? I'm sitting under a tree. I'm sitting under this tree. Doesn't that look nice? And like I actually like put my hands on the ground because I always talk about the energy that's in the earth and that's in nature. And I very, very specifically was like, I need to get into some nature right now. And so I'm focusing on, so I'm doing a thing with like different chakras and I'm focusing on my root chakra. So you may not, I don't know if you know much about chakras, but the root chakra is like basically like your butt. Like when you sit down, it roots you into the ground, right? So that lower part of your body, your feet, the lower extremities is the root of you. What gives you this solid, the grounding. And so as you see, I have my butt planted on there, like directly, ouch, directly on the ground. And my feet, my bare feet, right? So I'm sitting here, it looks like nothing. Yeah, Miguel, I am gonna go back. So I'm intentionally, like with my back against the tree, like I'm just intentionally here, like absorbing this energy. And so anyway, you guys, first of all, thank you, all of you who've said, hey, and glad you're going back to the DR and good to see you again and whatever. Thank you, I appreciate it. But this is how I am managing being here because I don't really care a lot about stuff that most people care about. Bye, Jonathan. Te quiero, mi amor. Hasta pronto. Nos vemos. Te aviso cuando voy, ¿ok? Primera parte de noviembre. Yo vuelvo. But so as I said, I'm in it. I'm in this culture, but I'm not of it. It's not taking me over. I definitely am not listening to the news. Because I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear what they have to say. You know what it is? It's I'm being very vigilant about what I am allowing myself to, gracias, Thank you. I'm very vigilant about what I allow myself to take in, both in terms of money, food. I haven't been as vigilant. I tell you, the U.S. diet has gotten to me. And I've been hanging out a little bit with friends. I had a couple of drinks yesterday. I went to lunch with a friend, had margaritas and stuff. Well, and today, no, it was, yeah, last night I was feeling awful. No, 2 nights ago, I guess. Whatever it was, recently, I went out with someone and had some drinks and hanging out. And it was fun. It was really fun. But I felt awful afterwards, the next day. So I'm trying to be really mindful about what I'm putting in my body. Honestly, even more than that, I'm super mindful about what I put in my mind. And that's what I want to convey to you guys. It's like, be careful about what you put into your mind, what you allow to, like your portals, right? Your eyes, your ears, nose, mouth, all that. But your eyes, like, what are you watching on TV? Are you watching a bunch of violent shows? Are you watching news? It's always like negative, 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 fearful, fearful. Oh, this many people died and the economy is terrible. You know, are you watching that kind of stuff? Are you listening to music that is misogynist? Are you listening to, you know, music where there's lots of cursing and just ugliness? Are you playing video games that are violent? Are you, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you allowing to influence you? It really does make a difference. And like I said at the beginning here, it may be that, okay, so fine, you played Mortal Kombat 1 time or 2 times. That may not be a big deal. But if you are regularly engaging in that kind of stuff, or in chat room, do they have chat rooms anymore? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you're involved, like let's say you're tweeting or something, it's always negative. You're following people who are just negative. That's affecting who you are and what you are exuding to the world, what you're receiving, and then what you're transmitting. And so I am very intentional about what I allow in and what I put out. I'm not perfect. I have my days and, you know, have my meltdowns occasionally. Not lately, really, but, you know, I get affected by stuff, and I definitely, you know, sometimes I listen to music that they say some words, but not a lot of that, because I don't really want to hear all that stuff, you know? So I'm just letting you guys know, be mindful about that. And certainly if you are feeling nervous and fearful about your current condition, if it's because of your finances or, you know, whatever, your health, you're worried about COVID, just, I mean, you know, be careful, be intentional, be very on purpose about what you're doing. And you can control it. You can control your mindset. You can control your breathing. If you're noticing like your chest is tight, like stretch out, you know, open up your chest and your arms and like breathe and get in nature. My biggest, hugest piece of unsolicited advice is to be in nature. I tell you, it is just, it makes all the difference in the world. And I would even say, unlike what I'm doing right now, get in nature and don't get on your phone and don't text message and all that kind of crap. Just put it all down. I brought a book. That's how I started out here. And I was like, well, I just was inspired to do a quick video. So, but otherwise, I'm here just to like listen to the birds and all that stuff. Because the thing is, when I was in the DR, it was so accessible, like amazing nature. I mean, this is pretty nice, right? So look at the beautiful hills, right? It's pretty beautiful where I am. I mean, I'm in Northern California. Northern California is super beautiful. There's a lake right down the road. I wanted to be on the ground. I told you the grounding root chakra. I wanted like the earth. I wanted to be sitting planted on the earth. But, so when I was in the DR, it's like, you know, I was outside all the time, always walking along the beach or having dinner, looking at the waves and hearing the ocean in the background. Not even like intentionally listening to it sometimes, but just it was always there. And you don't realize, well, I did because I paid attention to it, but if you are lucky enough to hear like the sound of waves or water trickling or birds singing, one, really pay attention to that and be grateful, because it is such a gift. It is such a gift. Those natural sounds and connections to the earth and to nature are healing, absolutely are healing to us. And so like right now I hear some birds chirping and stuff singing. And I want to just give some time to that. There's little squirrels running around here. They don't have squirrels in the DR, I don't think. I never saw a squirrel. But give yourself some time to connect and to appreciate that, particularly if you are feeling stressed out, if your blood pressure's high, if you're hypertensive, or you tend to be, if you have a short temper, like whatever's going on, go someplace and sit down and just lean up against the tree, right? Put your feet in the grass, put your feet in the water, do whatever you can do, you know? if you can't like sit out in it, maybe you go in a car and you just park someplace where you can see it and put your windows down, like feel the breeze, like whatever you can do to conjure those kinds of feelings, I would recommend that. Okay, my hand is getting tired, hold on. All right, guys, I think that's about it. I think you got my message. I was also going to say, just in terms of the fear, do not let fear hold you back. But it's easy to say. I'm trying to give some examples of how you can connect so that you can release some of that fear, right? So if you are sitting, like let's say you go sit in a park and you sit down in the grass, you know, in addition to receiving what the earth is going to give you, like that great earth energy, you can think about just releasing your fear into the earth. She can take it, right? The earth can take it and knows what to do with it and how to let it go. So just, you know, like, be okay, I'm out here, I'm gonna like let this wind blow through my mind and, you know, through my hair, across my face, and help me feel better. I'm going to, you know, exhale and just release the stress. Yeah, I'm reading your note about the US and everything. It's a stressful country, it is. And the money, it's insane how much things cost here. It's insane. And so I was like, okay, I'll do what I got to do for now, but you know, I have some things I'm working on, always, but yeah, but I'll tell you what, it's not gonna make me crazy, absolutely not. And I also know that like I said, I'll have a residence here, I'll have a residence in my plan is to have three, three, like that I get to move between, you know, wherever we want to be, in this place or that place. I have some thoughts about that, and then from there, just travel wherever I want to go. Just, you know, we want to spend Christmas in one place or vacation in another place. Great. My son goes to school someplace, and okay, I'll have a spot nearby, so, you know, he doesn't have to be like left alone across the world or something. So I have some thoughts about it. But of course not. You cannot let the world make you crazy. You can't. You have to take control of yourself and what you believe, and, you know, you harness your mind. Your mind is so powerful, it can create anything you want. But if you just let anything run through it, anything anybody says to you, or anything that you hear that is disturbing, and you allow that to just, you know, fester inside of you, so here's a tip. Anytime you have like a negative thought, fearful, doubtful, oh, my body's too fat, oh my God, I'm broke, I can't do this because of, you know, any kind of negative, doubtful, fearful thought, catch it, right? You may have to practice this, right? But you catch it, you'll notice it. At first you may not notice because you're just so used to having them, right? But then you start to notice, wait a second, was I just thinking that? Oh my God, that's crazy. And then think, like, replace it. And if you don't know what to replace it with, just think, what's the negative? What's the opposite? Oh my God, how am I can't pay my bills. I'm so fucking broke. No, I always have the ability to receive more money. Don't worry about how I have to get another job. Don't try to figure it out. I'm not saying solve the problem. I'm saying tell yourself that you are supported, that the universe has you, that God has got your back, because it's true that you are enough to do whatever you need to do. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just begin to speak that to yourself, repeat it in your mind. And so as you catch yourself more and more often being nervous, being awake at night, freaking out, you know, all these different things, just go, no, you know what, it could be as simple as everything's going to be okay. I don't know how, but everything's going to be okay. You know what, I'm so grateful that I get to look at this beautiful tree today. Everything's going to be okay, right? I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know that God has got me. I know that I'm here for a reason, to live abundantly and to have a happy, joyful life. Start with that. Just start with that, and then be like, okay, God, show me what I need to know, so I don't have to be afraid, so I don't have to be doubtful, so I don't have to, you know, have anxiety or hypertension. Show me, God. I do trust you, and I know that you're here to give me all the joy and the beauty and the things I want in life, and so just show me. It can be as simple as that. And I'm telling you, if you keep doing that, doors will open, magic will start happening. You know, people will contact you for one reason or another, or you'll overhear something. You know, you don't know how it's going to come, but it will come, and you will begin. Good night, Emmanuel. You will begin to see some shifts in your life. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I don't want for fear to hold you back. Whatever it's about. So I'm going to go and read a little bit more of my book and have some quiet time before I get out of here, because it's getting to be the evening. So, mwah, as always, lots of love to you guys. Oh, one more thing. So I have some friends in the DR, in Las Reinas, where I was living, who have a wonderful service now. I'm going to leave the information in the description box. It's called Toby's Tours. So if you go down there and you want information about, you know, which is the best excursion to go on and all that kind of, I mean, I have those contacts too, and you're certainly welcome to contact me as always. I'll give you my links as well. But you know, remember Mary? I did some videos with my friend Mary. She and her husband and her family have started something that's absolutely wonderful. These guys are professionals. You know, they're like mature adults and know what they're talking about and are solid people. You know, I would not recommend some people to you. Oh, thank you, Patrick. You're welcome. Solid, Toby's Tours. So do check them out. Yes, if people have asked me, are you still doing real estate? Yes, I am. If you have questions about that, feel free to contact me. So sending you lots of love. All right, you guys, hope you have a wonderful weekend. This is Friday. Have a great weekend. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Bye from under the tree in Cali. Life is good. I'm doing fine. Mwah. Bye, guys. Oh, bye. Oh, look, Tina and Miguel. David. Hi, David. I'll see you in a month. Bye. I'm coming to the Dome. We're going to the beach. We're doing all the things. All the things. I miss you too. I miss you too. I'll be back soon. Bye.